Okay, guys, welcome to the Week 9 Yomo FL Fantasy League recap. I'm going to unfortunately have to start off with today's episode reminding people of this is the business that we have chosen. And sometimes rulers have dark times and dark moods. And I think we are dealing with one of those right now. Been trying to get a hold of Kamish, but I can't seem to get him. So, Kamish, are you out there? Are we gonna do this show this week? Will you be making an appearance, sir? Okay, so I don't know. I'm gonna make one last effort and then see how it goes. If not, I may have to go solo. But I'm a little nervous because you never know who's gonna show up. Obviously, there's some rumblings going on out there. So, Kamish, are you there? Or are we doing anything this week? Oh boy, here we go. All right. Um, sounds like he's coming in. Welcome to the show, Kamish. You got some. You gonna get some stuff you want to share with us this week? Oh boy, this is not good. Good afternoon, Kamish. Okay, I know this is a tough week for you. Tough week for a lot of folks. Well, at least half the folks in the league, half of them lost. But anything you want to share with us? Any awards or anything? It's maybe a condensed version this week, but do you have anything you want to say?
GM of the Week.
Okay, here we go.
The mad scientist defeated one of the greatest programs to never win a championship.
Yeah, that
The
did
6 and
happen.
2
Okay.
Commish took a hard, tough defeat to the mad scientist due to recent superhero tight end, Cade Otton.
Yeah, he is pretty hot. Yeah.
Jeff made his mad scientist earn GM of the Week. I have to return some videotapes.
Okay, so well, we all acknowledge this is a communist regime, so
Weakest GM flip-flops. The former multi-time champion is having a season to forget. After
that's for
a
sure.
promising draft night, he was only able to barely put up 68 points in a terrible DP bludgeoning by the defending champ and dropping him to the pits of fantasy despair at 3 and 6. 3 and 6. JMB, highest points and biggest blowout, both belong to the defender this week. The Hank finally showed out for once in this season. He dropped a 165-point maul axe en route to a rout of flip-flops by a whopping 97 points. It was an absolute massacre. Absolutely embarrassing flops by embarrassing him with the worst record in your mom. Moving on. The Creepo Pedo Charlie Orndorff saddest performance. And no surprise, no one else was sadder than a grown man wearing flip-flops to a draft party. 68 points. You're falling into Aaron territory, and Dak Prescott was your best player, and he only played half the game. That is really sad. However, it could be worse. You could molest your own kids without a robot. Mad scientist, what the hell did you create? Bench.
Must be.
Bench of the week. How many times do we have to see it in fantasy? When your starting roster goes off to murder someone, your bench isn't too far behind. The JV squad was also slicing up losers with 73 points on the bench.
Wow.
Sad to say that if Hank only played his 6 active bench players, he still would have victored over flip-flops last week.
Whoa.
G. Papau. No one. But there was a wee PP in your mom this week.
Ooh, okay.
And as commissioner of this league, I'd have to once again take credit for this turnaround. Anytime you put a player on blast, the next time they seem to check in and show out. You know who you are. Once again, last week, Jake took his tongue lashing like the middle child always does. But once again, he responded by mutilating Barry by 42 points with his wee PPs. Joe Burrow, 42. Garrett Wilson, 30. Daniel Jones even had 30 points on the bench, but that still meets the criteria for a wee PP. And finally, the biggest disappointment. Bad guy.
Tell me
With
about
your
it.
roster, you are definitely a disappointment. Not only this week, losing to grass with 5 New Orleans Saints in his lineup, one of which was knocked out. But to be only one game above 500 with your roster, that's disappointing.
Yeah, I'm more so disappointed that, the guy picks.
It is not you.
Oh, not me. Oh, okay.
Do you like Phil Collins? I've
Yeah, he's
been a
pretty
big
good.
Genesis fan ever since the release of their 1980 album Duke. Before that, I really didn't understand any of their work. Too artsy, too intellectual. It was on Duke where Phil Collins' presence became more apparent. I think Invisible Touch was the group's undisputed masterpiece. It's an epic meditation on the intangibility. At the same time, it deepens and enriches the meaning of the preceding 3 albums. Christy, take off your robe. Listen to the brilliant ensemble playing of Banks, Collins, and Rutherford. You can practically hear every nuance of every instrument. Sabrina, remove your dress. In terms of lyrical craftsmanship, the sheer songwriting, this album hits a new peak of professionalism. Sabrina, why don't you dance a little? Take the lyrics of Land of Confusion. In this song, Phil Collins addresses the problems of the abusive political authority. In Too Deep is the most moving pop song of the 1980s about monogamy and commitment. The song is extremely uplifting. Their lyrics are as positive and affirmative as anything I've heard in rock. Christy, get down on your knees so Sabrina can see your butthole. Phil Collins' solo career seems to be more commercial and therefore more satisfying in a narrower way, especially songs like In the Air Tonight and Against All Odds. Sabrina, don't just stare at it, eat it! But I thought Phil Collins worked best within the confines of the group more than as a solo artist. And I stress the word artist. Studio, a great, great song. Personal,
Yeah,
personal
classic.
favorite.
Yeah.
Now, as commissioner of this league, all that I have in common with the uncontrollable and the insane, the victories and the defeats, and all the mayhem players cause, and my utter annoyance towards it, I have now surpassed. My pain is constant and sharp, and I do not hope for a good season for anyone. In fact, I want my pain of losing to be inflicted on others. I want no
Oh
one
boy,
to escape.
I was afraid this was coming.
But even after admitting this, there is no catharsis. My championship continues to elude me, and I gain no deeper understanding of why I play. No new season can be enjoyed from my killing.
Whoa. Okay, so Kamish. Okay, I guess he's done for today. That was a lot of information. Unfortunately, in these types of scenarios, when there's a dark leader, you've got to deal with their dark moods, and who knows what's going to happen now. Um, so I suggest all you guys double check lock your doors, and make sure you guys check your back while getting to your cars, especially you, mad scientists. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen him like this before, so this may. I got a good feeling that this is not over. This mood's not going to pass, and I don't even know if a victory this week is going to help things any. But he's a little bit far away from me, I believe. So I'm just going to go ahead and look at this week's matchups. And I had a whole bunch of content to go over today, but I don't think it's in anybody's best interest that we move forward with that. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. So let me just open things up here and see how we can take care of this and move forward, because I'm a little concerned. I'm not just concerned for me, but I'm concerned for folks in the league here. So we're just going to do a quick recap for the week and forecast. I'm going to call my game first, the bad guy against Flip Flops. I'm not going to touch that because I'm participating in the game, so we're just going to pass over that. Is that Shoot, okay, hold on. I just got to make sure I'm alone here. Mad Scientist against Crimson Tide Fuel Dogs. I hope you have your house in order as far as living will and trust or whatever, Mad Scientist. But I do think you beat Barry this week. And who knows? Barry trades for people. He may trade for somebody else. He's not going to start like last week, but it's projected to be close. But I still see the Mad Scientist pulling out. Grass against Jason Charge. I wish there was a way for both of you folks to lose, but I'm going to call it for Jake just because I don't see Grass pulling off the impossible 2 weeks in a row. Young Sheldon and Kid Free, I think we all know by now. I just can't pick Aaron in any game, and I'm surely not picking him in this one. So I think Young Sheldon stays at top. The Apex Untouchables and everybody's favorite Indian, Control Alt Delete. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Well, this is going to be interesting because I don't know if you guys heard the news, but there was a trade that went down in the league, and Derrick Henry is no longer with the Apex Untouchables. He is now a part of Camistro's team, and in exchange, Apex Untouchable relieved Kerwin Williams and Caleb. Kerwin Williams and Caleb. We received the Williams brothers, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call that. he puts his newly acquired assets to work, and I say they go ahead and upset Control Alt Delete this week to give him his third loss of the season. What the? All right, I gotta make this last one quick because I gotta check the doors, make sure they're locked. Okay. Last but not least, we've got the Hank against Camistro, and I think I don't think I don't think Derrick Henry saves him. I am gonna go ahead and call it for the former champ. I think his roster's starting to get it back together, and I'm gonna say that the Hank takes out Kamish again. Be careful, guys. This could be an even worse week next week. I'm going to go ahead and call it. The Hank beats Camistro. Okay, hold on. Oh no!